Welcome in, everybody. Here we go again. I know you guys missed us. 2Gs in a pod. This is our second season, episode 1, and we're so glad to be hanging out with you guys. JJ, man, it is so good to be back with you again, even though I never left you.
It is good to be back. We are 1 week late, but we back at it, and it's
That's how
gonna
we
be a
do.
fun year. That's how we do.
That's how we do. Hey, we are kicking it off. We're gonna have a lot of big guests for you guys this year, and we're kicking it off with Josh Jacobs here in episode 1. Can't wait to talk to him because our guy has been balling. But we already are in, just past week 2. We're here in week 3, 2 weeks in, and already we have a number 1 overall pick benched in Bryce Young. What else do we have? Oh, we've got 2 teams that are supposed to go to the Super Bowl are 0-2 in the Ravens and the Bengals. And wait, who do you think is going to the Super Bowl that wasn't supposed to be?
The Vikings.
Oh, they're going all the way.
Oh, the Chargers.
The Chargers and the Vikings are going to the Super Bowl. Yeah. Look, it is early on, but I'll tell you one team that held its own in the face of adversity with Jordan Love going down. The Packers were able to sign a quarterback with 2 weeks experience in that system. And Malik goes out, gives Malik Willis, almost said Malik Neighbors, goes out and gives them a start, gets the win against the Colts. And they were led on the ground by
no one other than Josh Jacobs. My goodness.
And without further ado.
And he delivered.
It is that time of the podcast where 2 Gs in a pod becomes 3 Gs in a pod. And we've got a big time G joining us now from Green Bay, Wisconsin, a place that James Jones knows very well. It is so good to see you, Josh Jacobs. What's happening?
What's good, man? Thank you for having me.
No, we appreciate it. I know it's your day off. I know you you just closed on a house in Green Bay. Is that what I'm hearing? You getting comfortable? Yeah. You doing a little furniture shopping today?
Yeah, man. I'm out looking at some furniture, trying to put some pieces together. You know, you get a lot more yard out here, so
yes, you do.
Trying to figure it out.
Yeah. So really quick, I mean, since you closing on the house, where are you at? You in Schwabenau? You in De Pere?
I'm in Hobart. I'm in Hobart. New community.
There you go, a little new community. Probably take you about a 7-minute drive to get onto the facility.
Yep, it ain't far. Quick little, get up and go. So yeah.
I picture this though. It's such a small town. I've covered games there, obviously. Like, do you just walk in? I mean, do you just walk into the furniture store? I mean, usually doesn't somebody do that for you? You're like, no, I got to put my butt on the couch.
Nah,
my butt is going to be on.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like here, it's like the people are so nice that it makes it like inviting to go out by yourself. Like if you want to go do something, like even in grocery shopping, like it just makes it more inviting to do. So it's been fun so far.
No doubt.
Yeah, what is the biggest difference? James always tells me about playing in Green Bay. He says, thank God I was drafted to Green Bay because as a young man in Miami, my career might have been over early. How is it so different? I mean, you've been in the league a couple of years. Obviously, you're not a rookie than Las Vegas.
I would say, like, Green Bay reminds you of a college town. So, like, everything here is football. Like you're gonna see every house, you're gonna see a Green Bay Packers sign or emblem anywhere on every house. You're gonna see it on the back of the cars. You're gonna, when they see you out, they gonna fan, but they also gonna let you breathe. They're gonna give you space. Like my neighbors, they don't come to the house, they don't do too much. Like they just, it's just a nice place to, I would say have a family or to be if you want to settle down or things like that. And that's probably the biggest difference, man. It's slower. The weather's been great. It's been great so far, anyway.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, it's been good.
Yeah, you got about another month until we get a real deal on you with that weather-wise. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just make sure you got the people in line, man. Somebody that's gonna come shovel and all that. Make sure you can get out of there. I ain't gonna lie though. So because obviously I'm a Cali boy, so I came from the warm weather. And my first year in Green Bay, man, the first time it snowed in Green Bay, I stayed at the house.
You're confused?
My coach is blowing me up. Where you at, bro? You late? I'm like, what you talking about, bro? Snow outside. We ain't got no work today. What you mean we ain't got?
We go to work.
Man,
you like, I ain't know nothing about that.
I ain't know nothing about it. Coach, like snow, rain, ice. I don't care what it is, bro. You get yourself to practice. You know what I'm saying? But just talk to us a
Man.
little bit about Green Bay, man, because I know it's a culture change, man. You know, I know out there, man, when you're in these big cities, it ain't all football. When you're in these small cities, it's all ball and it's a different culture. Just talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, man. Like the culture here is, like I said, remind you of college town. Everything is football. Everything is, you know, I feel like most of the revenue, probably like 60, 70% of the revenue out here is the stadium. You know what I'm saying? So like everybody is tied in. You could tell that the people out here care more because they're involved. You know what I'm saying? So it's just fun, man. Like I said, they give you that joy of football back. And I'm with a group of guys, man. These guys in this locker room are younger, so you can still tell that they got that hunger, like that fire, to want to be better and to want to win, and like all of that. Like, so it just makes football fun. It makes it fun going to work.
And I'm telling you, you must be pretty focused with the season that you've been having so far and the numbers that you put up. We watched you in Vegas up close for so long, so this doesn't surprise us, but you set a career high for yards after contact. You would think like, oh, that'd be like maybe like 80 yards or something.
Huh.
162 yards after
That boy
contact
Tony.
against Seattle, right? Was 2022.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So you didn't set the career high. That was the career high. You did
Yeah.
126 though against the Colts.
Yeah.
83% of your production came after you were touched by a Colts defender. That's unbelievable. And I get it. We saw it up close, so it doesn't surprise us. But what is it about taking a hit that maybe does it energize you? Do you need to feel that contact to kind of get going? It's like hockey players will be like, I need to fight in order to get going,
Yeah. Yeah. So it's weird because like as a running back, I feel like the first 3 times you get hit, you kind of like waiting for them hits because it's just like it kind of just like whether it's settle you down or settle you in, whatever you want to call it, it kind of just puts you like, all right, it's out the way, let's go. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. For me personally, like it just depends what the defense talking about that week. If they talking to me or if they coming out to actually hit, because sometimes some games you like, all right, they made a tackle, but it wasn't a hit. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah.
so
Do you tell
so
them
it's a,
that?
it's a
Do you say
little
that wasn't a hit?
nah,
Thanks, but that wasn't a hit.
people be trying to be friendly. People be friendly with me on the field for the most part. You got a couple of guys that are trying to say something like the Eagles week. I think the big D lineman Jalen, he tried to say something, and I remember all the DBs and stuff was coming up to me like, nah, man, not him, not to him. And
Not
I told him because I had to tell him. I said, hey man, I'm the wrong one you want to turn up. You feel me? Because I don't know, like for some reason, like when somebody go back and forth, it just make you lock in a little different. It brings up a little different, side of you. But man, to answer your question, the contact thing as a running back it's not something that's ideal. People be like, I'd rather just run to open space, and be with the safety and stuff like that. But that's just not realistic football. So for me, man, being able to make somebody miss or to be able to set up my blocks and create, or even sometimes even punish a defender, even though I know I can juke them or I can outrun them, it just kind of sets the tone. I feel like once people see that, they feed off that energy. Your team feeds off that energy, and sometimes that's needed.
I want. How about your mindset though? Because you opened up the season in Brazil with the Eagles, and you got Jordan Love under center, who's arguably one of the best up and coming quarterbacks we got in our game. Jordan Love is like that, right? So
Yeah.
you automatically know going into the game, man, we could pass it over the yard, we could run it
Mm-hmm.
downhill at you. Now you get Malik in the game, and you're like, okay, it's really all on me now. You know what I'm saying? Not saying Malik can't throw, because Malik played a hell of a
Yeah.
game. I was actually proud of the
It's
way.
just that
But yes, obviously, Coach LaFleur is looking like, okay, we got Josh Jacobs. We got the young bull behind Josh Jacobs, right? We're going to run this ball. We're going to make it easier on Malik, and we're going to use Malik's leg, but more pressure is on you. And not only that, the defense knows you, so just knows that. So just talk to us a little bit about your mindset, knowing that the offense is really probably going to have to go through the run game.
Yeah, and also the thing about that too, which is a statement, Malik only been there 2.5 weeks at that point.
No doubt.
So like you did know what was coming. So like it was one of them things where coach told me all week, look, you gonna get 30 carries this game. So like get your mind right. And he was like, you gonna be all right with 30 carries? I'm like, I'm good. I promise you, I'm all right.
I'd prefer that. Thank you.
I told him, I said, this is what I'm used to. That was my exact words to him. I said, this is what I'm used to. So like, he was like, okay. He was like, well, just talk to me, and let me know if throughout the game if you're feeling it a little bit. We'll get some other guys in. But I just told him, I'm like, man, coach, whenever I'm in the game and whenever the game is on the line or I feel like a play need to be made or whatever, I always want the ball. Like I always like me. I tell them that all the time. I like me. You feel me? Because I like myself in them situations. And I always tell them that. So like when I'm coming in and I'm knowing that the defense know we gonna run and we still getting yards, you can kind of feel like you can kind of feel the life sucking out the defense. Like you could just feel them. Like each drive, it's like, all right, it's getting a little easier. It's getting a little easier. He don't want to make that tackle. He don't like, what I'm saying? Like after a while. So for me, it's just like, all right, who gonna give up first? And I always try to say that I'm gonna be the last one standing. So that was kind of my mindset.
That's that dog mentality. And we've covered your story. We know how you grew up, and you and James actually grew up very similar. You experienced homelessness at one point in your life. And I know you guys have probably talked about that with each other, but I was thinking when, you grow up the way that you did with having nothing, and then you have everything. Are there things that you still do or you refuse to buy or you refuse to upgrade because it's just in you? Like I gave the example that, growing up, we couldn't afford like the cushy toilet paper, like the Charmin, like the sandpaper toilet papers that I grew up with. And I can remember when I started making my own money and I thought I made it because I bought myself cushy toilet paper and my mom being like, you're wasting money on that. Is there still something like that you'll still buy that sandpaper toilet paper, something like that?
I'm not gonna lie. I would say that the only things that I feel like I'm bougie with now is like where I lay my head and what I eat. Like everything else, I'm kind of still the same. Like I still get my hands dirty and all of that. Like I still do all of that same similar stuff. Like I don't really mind if I'm riding in somebody else's car or whatever. That don't really matter to me. But where I lay my head at and what I eat is definitely something I can say that I don't and won't like go back to where I was with that.
So you'll buy yourself the Fruit Loops instead of the Fruitios?
Yeah, like I'm gonna spend money on some sea bass or some Dover soles. You know what I'm saying?
I was just going brand name cereal. I was like, man, we made it, Mama. We made it. We got brand name cereal.
No doubt.
No, for real.
No, because I just was telling Amber, I'm like, when I had got drafted, you know what I mean? My mom and the wife and all that had went like shopping, to get groceries. And I'm like, you got Fruity-O's and all this.
Yeah.
And, I'm like, we got money now. Like, go get some of this. Go get the Fruity Pebbles, Mama. Go.
Yeah, for real though.
I'm like, man, go get that. So I'm like, that stuff, like little stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, will always stick with you. But you always gonna keep the grimy. Like I was telling Amber before you came on, I think one thing about me, growing up homeless for the first 15 years of my life is no matter how much bread I got, I'm always gonna be the same dude. I'm gonna treat everybody the same way. And it's crazy because I feel that same way about you. We just hit you 5 minutes before and said, hey man, can you jump on the pod? But not only that, like certain stuff like that, you can't lose. And you know it, you in the locker room, man. It's a lot of dudes that get some money and they start acting a different way. They get bougie. Like, bro, you weren't like that 3 years ago, bro. Like, chill out. But that's how people are. So that's one of the main things that stuck with me. But talk to us a little bit about the young quarterback, man. Y'all went out there and y'all got a dub, man. Just talk to us a little bit about, Malik's growth, even though he only been there for a week, 2 days. Talk to us a little bit about him.
Wait, I want to hear about the throw up on the hand. We saw what he did. He did fine. He threw the ball 14 times.
Oh, that did happen.
What the heck was that?
So look, man. Okay. So to speak on the throw up, he threw up the play before. So people don't know that. Like he threw up the play before the handoff to me.
Throwing up, Josh?
Bro,
why?
That's his first time. They said that's his first time they ever seen him throw up. It was the hottest. It was actually the second or third hottest recorded day ever for a Green Bay game. So it was pretty hot out there that day. Okay. So like we actually had 2 offensive linemen throw up, but he threw up the play before twice before the snap. And then literally the next play, he threw up again on the ball. So like, and it was funny because when I got tackled right next to the throw up. Like I'm looking at it, I'm
Oh
like,
man.
I'm like, I said, man, I'm glad I didn't fall in that, bro.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Wait, we do a
Oh
lot
man.
my
like
goodness.
we had Devontae on, we had
Oh
Zay
my
Flowers. We
goodness.
like to do a little would you
Oh
rather. So
man.
I'm gonna do an impromptu would you rather because it makes me think of I remember Sean O'Hara, center for the Giants, a former coworker of mine and James, used to tell me that one of the linemen, a center that he knew, and I won't say his name, like if he didn't have to go to the, like if he wouldn't go to the
Yep.
bathroom during the game, so he would just pee his pants.
Lord
And
have
so
mercy.
Eli or whoever had to get up under there. And so they would call it piss knuckles, right? So would you rather, as a quarterback, have to
Mm.
deal with piss knuckles or have to
Mm.
deal with throw up on football?
Man,
Like, which one are you
that's
like, bro?
tough.
I'm out.
Oh man.
Uh,
Hey,
I ain't gonna
hey,
lie. See, that's a tough.
man.
The
I'll
stuff that
probably
nobody
take.
talks about.
But you gonna hike it and we moving out of the way of the throw up. I'm not finna be up under you and you done peed on yourself.
Come
Game,
on,
bro.
It's
man.
bad enough. I mean, I always
Come
thought it
on,
was bad
man.
enough, just maybe because I'm a woman and I don't get all this stuff. But like you're up under all
Man.
that. Like that
Man,
was
you gotta think
already
the sweat
weird,
is.
sweaty,
Yeah.
and gross anyway. But then
Come
pee's
on.
involved. I don't know. I'd take the throw up too. I think I would take the throw up.
But have y'all asked him like, bro, like you are holding the ball. You couldn't like move your mouth over here to like throw up over there, bro. Why are you
No,
throwing up?
because you know what was crazy about it is he threw up, but he still snapped the ball at the on cue. So it was like you still went through the cadence and did it like right on time. But so it's just like we was kind of impressed. Like
Oh
you still
man,
snapped the ball.
that is funny,
Okay,
dog.
okay.
That is
Sorry. I know you
funny.
were going to say nice things about Malik,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we expect that. But is before we move on to one more funny question, I do want to ask, like, is that what we're going to see? I mean, you ran the ball, what, 32, 35 times, and then he threw it
Yeah.
14 times. Is that kind of until he
Yeah.
gets acclimated, kind of what we're going to see against the Titans? I don't want to give the
You
game
know,
plan away, but
yeah, you know what's crazy is we we thought Jordan was gonna play last week.
yeah.
So
Mm.
like that was a thing. Like he was like we honestly thought like he was running and stuff like that. So
Oh, so
like
he was
we
close.
was yeah, so like we knew like we was like, okay, it could be Malik, but like this game plan could change. You know what I'm saying? So like
Mm.
we kind of was like in between. Um, but I mean Malik, man, I'm not gonna lie, like the first day he was there, he made a throw. He makes throws like and it'd be weird because it don't look like he can throw it like how he can. Like he can really sling the ball. Like he can really because you know he's a smaller quarterback, but like he don't use it. I kind of look like he don't even use his bottom half, but the ball would be zipping. Like it'd be
Hmm.
zipping. Like he made a couple of throws. So we was like, okay, this kid he could throw. And we was like, all right, let's see how he do. So out first week of practice, he was picking up the scheme, kind of struggled a little bit. Second week, he was like, no really issues like when it comes to knowing where to read and knowing like the play call and stuff like that. So I told him I was like, man, I'm impressed with how fast you picked up the system. You came in and like you could tell you a pro, like you wasn't taking it, you know what I'm saying, lightly. You was trying to really respect the position you in and respect the team enough to figure it out in enough time to actually be prepared to play in the actual game. So, I mean, I just think that he's gonna be good. I think that he's gonna get another chance. At being a guy somewhere, man. You know, it's hard. It's hard when you behind a guy like Jordan, but I definitely see the talent in him.
Yeah.
I just think he needs a real opportunity.
Yeah, really
Um,
quick though, because I know we're gonna get to
you
some
got to
funny
furnish.
questions,
He's got to go to Target to get
but you know what I'm
his
saying?
couch.
But man, the first 2 weeks, man, defense. Like y'all got a championship roster. You know what I'm saying? Especially when
Yeah.
Jordan Love comes back. Y'all got a championship roster. Just talk to us a little bit about the defense, because I mean it's takeaway after takeaway after takeaway. Them boys
Mhm.
flying around. I want to say it's what, 8, 9 first rounders on the defense. The defense balling, man.
Yeah.
Just talk to us a little bit
Yeah.
about the defense.
We always joke around and we were like, man, all the money on defense. Because it is.
They
Because
do, yeah, no
it
doubt.
is really.
Yeah.
But man, I mean, when I say that I keep going back to college because that's what it reminded me of. I was telling people this during camp. I'm like, man, it felt like college because it's like none of these plays working. Like I'm like, you low key looking back, like you going against the defense, you low key looking back. I'm like, man, are we good? Are we
It's
kind of
not
like, you know what I'm
Alabama.
saying?
Going up
You know,
against that
like
defense.
man, because they everywhere. But then you see them in the game, and you like, oh, this is what we were seeing. Like this is what, like, you know what I'm saying? This other people having the same problem. When we got to the joint practices, I was like, okay, so our defense is legit for real. And then, like you say, we had 5, I think, turnovers already or
Yeah.
Yeah, you
takeaways,
lead the league in
and
takeaways.
Yeah.
The
we
Packers
should
do.
have had like 8.
Yeah.
We
No.
had like we
No.
had like
Couple
3 we
drops.
dropped. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like literally dropping one fumble that we should have got on the sideline. So I mean, I think it's special. I think like it's exciting for me because you feel reassurance that your defense, if you make a mistake, that your defense is not going you know, they got your back, basically. They gonna make up for it. Or if the game is, if we struggling a little bit, we ain't got to worry about scoring 30 points a game because we know that our defense is gonna keep it to a certain amount. So I mean, for us, it makes it a lot, funner. I mean, and it's fun to watch them. Like, you know, see the guys, we call them stack monsters, you know, running out the stack 30 yards downfield making tackles, you know, D linemen doing that. I mean, it's just the effort and the energy they play with. I think it's definitely something special.
Yeah, just hold it down until you get Jordan back. And I think everybody's excited to see what this team does. All right, we're going to ask you a couple would you rather just before we let you go, because we did ask some of your former teammates.
Yeah.
I might even ask you what you think they chose.
Mm.
Okay, here's one. If you had to, for the rest of your life, have a dad bod, this was in honor of like when Patrick Mahomes had his shirt off. So if you, for the rest of your life, were stuck with a dad bod, doesn't matter what you did, you had a dad bod, or you could, but you kept your hair,
Yeah.
or you could lose all your hair, go bald, but you could be Adonis.
No, I'm gonna have a dad bod for sure. I'm gonna have a dad bod.
Need that hairdo, huh?
No, wait, my face good.
You know what I'm saying? You
Look,
know, hey, I'm with you, Dad. Boy, keep that hair, man. I can't be
yeah,
bald
for
head,
real.
man. I can't be wearing
Come
hats
on,
all day.
man.
You know what
Yeah, I think
Hey, man, can't do it.
that's what Derek Carr said too, right? And you said you were gonna. No, Derek said he would lose his hair,
Yeah,
and
DC said,
you said you would keep your hair.
yeah, I keep my hair.
Yeah,
All right,
I
Jake.
want,
man, I'll take the dad
I
bod.
do want to know what he thinks on this one, right? What do you think was Devontae Adams' answer to this question, right? You can never play football again, or you can never do the nasty again. What do you think Devontae Adams chose?
Man,
Makes me laugh.
He probably chose the second one. He probably chose the second one. No one say.
Yeah,
Hey,
Tay say football over,
He
dog.
said, I'm retiring. He said,
yeah, I already know it.
I
I'm
go
already
into
know
their office today.
Hey, Tay say he going up there and say, hey, man, whatever guarantees I got left, y'all keep that.
it.
we gonna figure this thing out.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we asked you, man, what you choosing, bro? Is football done, or what you giving up, brother? Nasty, or is football done? I know what
I
football
feel,
means.
yeah, nah, football gotta go. Cause it's like, man, if you don't, nah, man.
Because they're already rich. Like, you know what I mean? Like, get
He
retired.
Yeah,
said,
I mean,
football
I
gotta
feel like
go.
even if I was struggling, it's like, nah, man, nah.
All right. We're gonna let you go. Josh Jacobs,
He said, football gotta go, dog.
football has got to go. I do have to say, we shed a little bit of a tear watching, we sit there and we watch all the football games
Oh, man.
together. And watching you rush for a gazillion yards, watching Derek Carr throw for 400, whatever yards, watching the Saints ball out, and then watching the Raiders have a great, beat the Ravens and have an amazing defense. And, as us who work for the Raiders, we couldn't help but think, man, what if all that together? That would have been great. But you're moving on to the Packers,
No doubt,
and
no doubt.
we loved
Yeah.
covering you when you were a Raider, and it's so much fun to watch you as a Packer because I know that you're going to do your thing there.
And not only that, bro, I'm probably in the best spot out of everybody because I played for the Packers and Raiders too. So you know what I'm saying? I rep for you anyway, bro. I need 150 every week. You know what I mean? Keep doing your thing, bro. We appreciate you, man.
Thanks.
Nah, man, thank you for having me. For sure.
on
No doubt.
short notice too. Thanks a lot, Josh.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you, JG, one of the best guys in all of football, Josh Jacobs. I mean, we reached out to him. He was shooting a commercial for 4 hours this morning and said, "Hey, do you want to come on?" He's like, "Sure."
And closing on a house.
And closed on a house.
And trying to furniture shop. No, just a solid dude. We appreciate him. Excellent interview too as well.
You think the Packers going to be all right?
Pack is going to be okay. They got a running game. They play really good defense. I think they will keep their head above water until Jordan Love gets back. But this is a really good football team with a really good roster. I think they're going to be just fine. They're going to be in the playoffs for sure.
And did you notice Josh kind of gave us a little hint that Jordan Love is closer than, I think you heard it right here on 2Gs in a pod. He's closer than everyone thinks. He was running around and they thought maybe he could start last week. So
no question, because I didn't even think the young fellow would be running at least for a couple of weeks. But to hear he was like game plan could go this way or that way, depending on who in the game, that's a good sign for the Green Bay Packers.
For sure. All right, JJ, that's going to do it for us in this episode. Be sure to catch episode 2 next week. Who we have coming on next week?
My other brother from another mother, Aaron Jones from the 2-0 Vikings. So we hope that they 3-0.
That's right. We're going to be talking to him. We'll catch you guys next time.